30,000 displaced Palestinians who have been sheltering at the medical complex were trapped. Israeli airstrikes targeted people in residential areas as they tried to escape the incursion, while soldiers ordered them to flee to the south. This video was captured on Monday, showing a young boy holding a car seat in the Shifa hospital neighborhood saying, quote, "I swear to God, I'm scared. I cannot take this anymore. I swear, I just want to go." That was from Monday. Israeli snipers and armed quadcopters inside the hospital shot those who tried to move, the health ministry reported. At least 150 Palestinians were arrested. During the raid on Al-Shifa, Israeli forces assassinated Faik al-Mahbou, the commander of Gaza's civilian police unit. Al-Mahbou had led recent coordination efforts to deliver humanitarian aid to the northern Gaza Strip, which Israel has been actively thwarting for months as its snipers and tank gunners repeatedly massacre Palestinians awaiting the deliveries. Some Twitter users remarked that the assassination of al-Mahbou was in retaliation for his successful coordination of the shipment of flour. Echoing their previous and unfounded claims to justify the bombing of Al-Shifa hospital, the Israeli army claimed that al-Mahbou was a, quote, senior Hamas operative who was hiding inside Al-Shifa hospital complex, quote, from which he was working to advance terror activity, according to the Times of Israel. Al Jazeera Arabic reporter Ismail Al-Ghul was arrested and kidnapped by Israeli forces during Monday's raid, along with other journalists. He was released 12 hours later. While he was detained, he said he and the other journalists were beaten, stripped naked, blindfolded, and interrogated. For more, read my article, Israel Besieges Storms Al-Shifa Hospital on electronicintifada.net. The Israeli army boasted about its invasion and siege on Al-Shifa hospital on Tuesday, saying they killed at least 50 Palestinians who they labeled as, quote, terrorists, and claiming that they avoided harming civilians, hospital staff, and medical equipment. But of course, that claim was contradicted by photos, videos, and eyewitness accounts. Mutassim Dalul, a journalist in Gaza, reported that a young man released from detention at Al-Shifa hospital testified that displaced persons, patients, and paramedics were detained by Israeli forces, who divided them into three categories: execution, detention, and deportation to the south of Gaza. Gaza's government media office reported on Tuesday that, quote, hundreds of Israeli occupation soldiers, heavily armed and accompanied by police dogs, tanks, drones, and helicopters, participated in the raid on Al-Shifa medical complex. They fired heavily inside the medical compound at patients, displaced persons, and civilians, resulting in the death and injury of more than 250. They also set fire to some facilities inside the hospital. Also on Tuesday, Israeli airstrikes targeted residential blocks inside Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza. Amongst the at least 15 killed was another police chief in charge of local distribution of humanitarian aid, Mahmoud Bayoumi. Following the assassination on Monday of Faik al-Mahbou, the commander of the police unit in charge of humanitarian aid coordination efforts, Israeli forces again targeted another member of the Palestinian police force on Tuesday. Quds News Network reported that Ra'ed al-Banna, the director of police investigations in the northern Gaza province, was killed along with his wife and children in an Israeli airstrike targeting their home. Al-Banna was responsible for securing and facilitating the entry of aid trucks to northern Gaza, the network reported. And last